Speaking of nostalgia, Q and I went and got dinner the other day and visited a place you and I had gone many, many, many times together, the old hobby shop in Matawan.
You ate at the Jester's Court?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
We met, Q and I met halfway to get dinner, and we asked Frank 3, because he lives up in that area, where to eat, and he recommended some pizza place that's right in that same plaza. And when we walked in, it was fucking packed. There was not one seat. So we were like, fuck it. And we went over, and when we passed the hobby shop, I said, this is the hobby shop that Walt used to go to when he was a kid to get books and stuff.
I worked there for 2 days.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
What happened?
Ever tell the story?
I don't think so. I don't think you ever told the story. It is fucking genius. Really? I don't think you ever told it. Yeah, this
is my first job.
I forgot about it until he mentioned it.
I love the hobby shop. And the hobby shop, if I paint a picture, it came on my radar in 1982.
Okay.
My mom saw in a local newspaper saw that there was a flea market-esque kind of place in that plaza where I think now is a auto repair shop. There was like an old-fashioned kind of flea market that you don't really see anymore, indoor flea market. And this guy and this comic book guy and this baseball card guy had stands in this little flea market, and they pooled their resources and they rented in the same plaza an open store, and they opened up the hobby shop.
Okay.
Selling beautiful trains. They had a beautiful display of trains.
Oh yeah, I had an encounter with that.
We had erections over the trains. We were so impressed by the trains, yeah, pretty much, that we were like, we both said when we get bigger places, we're gonna start doing model railroading.
Yeah,
because
really?
it looked so cool.
That's an old man's. An old man's hobby.
My grandfather had an unbelievable. He had like a
point proven.
Yeah, he had like a movie in his basement. It was a brownstone in Brooklyn. It was 20 feet wide, and he put detail. It looked like you were looking at a town. And then my father has one as well, and my nephew's starting to get into it and stuff. So we went over and they have a huge setup there.
You're lucky you got patch money, because that's not an inexpensive hobby either.
Oh, it is
Holy
not.
shit! You were looking at like
$500 for a fucking locomotive.
$500. I was like, that's for the entire set, right? They're like, no, it's just for that engine.
And the guy, do I tell my annoyance story? Or do we?
Yeah, he was mistreated.
Who was you? Were?
Me, yeah.
Why?
Because I went to.
Because they didn't know who you were.
No, yeah. I just stood there and waited, and nobody said anything.
Where's the nearest friendly?
I went in and I was like, and I have this thing for Santa Fe trains, because that was one of the
Grandpa's trains?
Yeah, Grandpa's trains. So they have a little used glass case, and there was a Santa Fe boxcar. And so I went to the guy and I go, do you have any? I said, I'm going to take that boxcar. It was $25. It wasn't bad. I'm going to give it to my nephew. But I took it up. I go, do you have any other Santa Fe trains in the new ones? And the guy goes, it's a popular line. There's got to be some in there. And I was like, all right. I was like, just could you show me where they are, because you're closing in 5 minutes. And he was like, he goes, there's 200 trains. I can't know where they all are. And I look at it, and Walt, it's 3 display cases of trains. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, I'll buy one if you have one. And he's like, they're numbered. I don't know the numbers of all the trains. So I was like, all right. I was like, I'll just take the fucking $25 one. But it was I was like, this guy's a real piece of shit. And then on the way out, I complained to the manager.
Yeah,
which I rarely do.
In all fairness, they were closing in like 5 minutes, and Q was fucking browsing shit.
No, I wasn't browsing. I was asking for a specific item. Yeah, I was asking for a specific item, and the guy was like, his answer was, "There's 200 trains. I can't possibly know what that is."
The other interesting thing.
What do you think of that as a shop proprietor?
I would have to say that I wouldn't be happy. If somebody treated a potential buyer like that, I'd be like, just go look for the train. Humor the guy.
Right.
Maybe he might buy one.
Not might. I said, if you have one, I will buy one. And he just waved me off.
Did you buy one?
I just bought the used one. I didn't go look at it. I was like, fuck this guy. I'm not buying it.
Was this before or after Christmas?
After Christmas. This was like 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm. Hugh, I'm not going to, I don't know if I can convey. I've talked about it. Every year we go out Christmas light driving.
Yes.
I picked Matawan, and I picked Matawan strictly because it is it brings me such joy to remember back driving to Matawan because I know I was going to the hobby shop. I would take a certain route. My mom would take a certain route there, and I would look at these houses that were behind the hobby shop.
Right.
And I would say, when I get a job, when I get married, I want to move. I want to live behind the hobby shop because I love this place so much.
Okay.
Look at a dumpster. He would fucking, I'm not even fucking kidding around. Like, we lived in Highlands. He would drive all the way up there because it was like rather than 10% off here, he would get 12% off there. And, I thought at the time, I'm like, this is an insane person. Like, he's losing more in gas,
Right.
but it took a little bit of time to figure out. It's not really about the percentage. It was really about that nostalgic.
This store meant everything to me. It was like, it's all I look forward to at times during the week. It's a lesson though. It's because I got too close.
You started to work there. Right.
You got too close.
I'm talking about, I adored this place with every fiber. I mean, I just so happy. Wake up Saturday. We're going to the hobby shop. We're taking a ride there. I'm going to get my books for the week. Like I said, I want to even move. I had a street that I want to live on.
Wow. Called Hobby Shop.
No, it was behind the hobby shop. A beautiful little neighborhood right behind it. And it didn't work out, but I graduated high school. I don't know if you know this, but I didn't get my license until years after I graduated.
Yeah,
so my mom was still driving me to the hobby shop.
Oh, here comes that nice lady and her retarded son. You bought me comic, Bobby. I live in hobby shop.
So my mom was still driving me there, and I'm buying my books, and there's a sign on the door that says "Help Wanted." And I told my mom, like, I'm going to apply for this job, and she's like, "How? You don't drive? How are you going to get here every day?" I was like, "Well, can you drive me?"
How old are you? You're probably
18.
At the very youngest 18. It might be a little older.
Can't you drive me to work every day?
What are you doing? You're so busy.
So I go in and
It's so sad.
I know, but I was happy though.
No, that's good. That's good.
And they knew who I was since I've been coming here. And right off the bat, I go, "I'd like to apply for the job." I'm thinking they're going to
rip the sign right out
they're
the
going to
window.
pick me up on their shoulders, and they're going to parade me around. And they're going to be like, "We have found the successor. We have found the man."
Be only
They're going to say, "Found the man who is going to lead them into the next millennium
of hobbying."
right? But I was waiting for that reaction. It did come as they're like, "All right, we're going to have the guy who did the baseball cards." At this point, had brought out the comic book.
Noticed in the application, he's like, "I see you left your driver's license number blank." I was just wondering.
and your one reference is your mother.
And us.
I didn't have anybody. It was my first job. It was the first time I ever did on a interview for a job.
Okay. Do you remember what you wore to it or no?
It was summertime.
Okay.
So I know it was probably a metal shirt.
Okay.
Probably Motley Crue.
Oh, all right. Nice.
I have my hair. I look like I should be. I look like definitely I should be.
You should be a roadie for lights.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So that right there, I'm like, but that doesn't matter. I go, okay, I may not look like the model employee,
Right.
but all my knowledge, all my skills
Right.
is in my knowledge, not how I look. But so I totally disregard that. And they said they want to have an interview with the guy who's the owner, and he's going to take me in the back, and he's going to talk to me. And I'm like, I don't think anything is going. I'm still thinking that like the red carpet's back there.
Right.
You know, they already got my gold watch because I know I'm going to be here for 50 years.
Right? You want to have your retirement party. The court jester. We got to plan this now.
And so he sits down, he starts talking to me, and he goes, okay, so we know you know your comics, we know you like the comics, but what else do you know about retail? And I was like, well, I really don't know much about the models you guys have. I'm into sports, though. I mean, I don't know the values of the cards or anything, but I know all the players. I know all the lingo. And he goes, all right. And so he almost reluctantly gives me the job. He's not happy about it. It doesn't sound like. He's almost like, well, I don't want to lose this customer too, right? I think it was like, I'm like, I don't want to tell this customer who's been coming here. If I tell him no, I'm going to lose him as a customer.
Right.
So he gives me the job, and he goes, all right, you could start tomorrow. And he goes, and I go, what do you want me to wear? He goes, I don't care what you wear, but no polo shirts. And I laughed.
This is awesome.
And I laughed, and I go, that's okay. I don't have any polo shirts. And he goes, I'm not kidding around. He goes, don't wear a polo shirt to work, or you're going to go home. And I go, I'm not kidding around. I don't have a polo shirt. I said, so you don't have to worry about it.
I don't find out what the fuck.
I had no idea what that was about. That stuff. That's the mystery. That's like if his dying words, like those. He took that to his grave because he's dead
that's
now.
like Rosebud. Fucking dies. Is he still? All right, we'll get to that later.
So I tell my mom, she's waiting for me in the car.
Because if he still works there, we gotta call him.
No, he died. Oh, this will go on even to more, even a current story.
Okay.
Walt set a fire. Smoked him out.
So I go out to the car, and I'm fucking walking 17 inches above the pavement because I got the job, and I go and sit down in the car.
How much did it pay? Do you remember?
Your mother's like, fuck. Now I got to drive him every day.
I think it was
at that time
$6.75.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
Wait, if you're talking,
it was 1986. 87.
You're probably
86.
talking for something.
Yeah,
then.
4
$6.75 seems very high for that.
I thought I was going to be.
When I started working, it was like $5.40 or something was the minimum wage.
You might be right though.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
you might be right though, because I don't think these guys were giving it. So you're probably right. It didn't matter. I didn't care if they could have said
Fucking
like, "I'll pay you in comics."
Hobby shop, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be going to the place that I love. Day after day.
You think this is how Chief felt when he got the job here?
I don't know. I think Mike liked the place, but I don't know if he had the same level of obsessive,
just reverence for it.
That I had. So I get there, and I'm thinking the whole night. I can't even sleep the night before because I'm like, I'm gonna like sort the comics. I'm gonna price the comics. I'm gonna put out the comics when they come in. It's all gonna be comics action, 24/7. It's like everything I ever wanted, right?
Right.
And the first thing you do when I get in is walk around the store and get yourself acclimated to where everything is. So I walk around, and of course, like I'm fucking 18. I'm a dickhead. So I'm like, so I go back and like within 15 minutes, all right, I did it. And he goes, "Where's this?" And I go, I don't know. Just go walk around again. And they're really rude about it.
Wow.
And I'm like,
I recall
still not ready to get shaken yet.
I recall his this guy's demeanor being like too friendly.
And I'm like, wow, I can't believe they're being this jerky already. So, but I'm not going to let it shake me. So I walk around again, and I'm like, and I come back, and he goes, and he just goes, here, and he hands me a feather duster, but he puts the feather duster, like the part that has all the dust on it, he puts it on my chest.
Oh my God. A fucking asshole.
So he goes,
I don't want to live here anymore. I want to move.
So, oh, wait a minute. This wasn't my first job. I had worked at the Food Town in Seabright.
Okay.
Before this. And
did they abuse you there too?
Yeah, they did. I wasn't a good experience either. But anyway, so it was my second job. So I got to go dust models, like the models that are in saran wrap, like airplanes and subs.
That's so crazy. What do you recall feeling when he put the fucking feather duster?
I was like, what do you? I mean, hey, it's got to be expected.
He just fucking got dust all over my polo, asshole.
I figured, he's not going to let me. He's got to give me some menial stuff. I got to prove myself.
Sure. Okay.
So I start dusting everything, and it's like 12:30, and he goes, "Go take lunch." He goes, and there's a pizza parlor right in that plaza. That's probably the one Frank was telling me about. And he goes, and as I'm walking out, he goes, "Do me a favor." He goes, when you come back from lunch, let's lose the attitude." And that's right there when I was just like, it shattered. Like, I knew it. I couldn't go back. I was just like, I can't go back. This guy's treating me not well.
Shit.
So I call my mom. I was like, "Can you come get me?" She goes, "I just dropped you off." I goes, "I quit." She goes, "You quit? Oh, for Christ's sake." She goes, "So like you didn't even last a day?"
Holy shit.
So I'm in there and I'm getting pizza, waiting for my mom to come. And a regional manager from the previous place where I worked happened to just be in that pizza parlor. Like this is in Seabright. The food town I worked at was in Seabright, which is like 10 miles away from Matawan.
Okay.
Easily 10 miles.
Easily. Yeah. So this guy would only visit, and when he visited the stores, people were on edge. He was a bigwig.
Of course, I remember Blockbuster.
He was a big. Yeah. He had gigantic watch, and he had nice bracelets, and he looked like
patches on his jacket.
Yeah. I had seen him in the store, and I remember one time he talked to me about something, either it was Devils related or football related. Okay. He saw me have something on, and he asked me about something. And he talked to me. And so when I saw him in the food town, he was with a whole bunch of other food town bigwigs. And I said, "Oh, hey, man, what's up?" And he looked at me, and he laughed to his friends, to his other bigwigs. And he goes like shook his head like, "I don't know this guy."
Fuck is going on?
Double whammy.
Oh, God.
And I just sat there, and I was just like, wow.
Oh, I remember you telling me that day he came back, he was like, "You're not going to believe what happened." And just the fucking brush off as if it was almost like high school where like you were friends with somebody in elementary school, and then when everybody goes to junior high, you're like, "Hey, friend," and they're like, "I'm part of the cool clique. I don't know this douche,"
Oh, dude, that is depressing.
I gotta say, it did seem like you didn't really give a fuck.
You didn't care.
Back to what about him blowing me off? Yeah. No, it was to me. It was more devastating to be like, I thought I had the job I was going to stay at for the rest of my life, and it was gone within less than 6 hours.
Did you go back in to officially quit?
No, I never went back. I've
done that to a couple of jobs.
And I never went back for years.
I think I did that to Kevin. I came in and handed my credit card to you and then just drove off.
Yeah.
That was a bad time.
But I didn't go back for years. I didn't go into that store.
Of course.
And something happened. I went back in because I needed a book. I was desperate times, calls for desperate measures. Something was sold out everywhere I was going. I was like, I got to swallow my pride. I got to go back in. And that guy's wife.
He happened to be wearing a polo, so he went in bare-chested.
She was behind the counter, and I came up and brought it, and she was very nice to me.
Did she remember you?
She remembered me, but she didn't mention it. She didn't bring it up. She just was very nice and cordial, and
well, now you're back to
reopened the lines. All right, well, I could go back in there. I wouldn't go back in there on a regular basis, but I didn't feel so uncomfortable I couldn't go back in there.
Okay, so she handled it well.
She did.
Right.
Flash forward now, stash is established, and we got the this is just like the last couple months.
Okay.
I got a call from somebody who says they're an employee there. I'm getting secondhand information, and that the owners, either one of them has passed and the other one is doing so poorly in health that they're struggling, and they need our help.
Okay.
And I'm like, I go home and I tell my wife, I'm like, I got the strangest call. Well, actually, I didn't take
help,
it.
How?
Mike took the call one time, and Mark took the call from somebody who said that they told me was an employee and that they needed help, that they don't know what to do, and that the place isn't doing well, and they need the stash's help or the comic book man help.
Okay. And
so I go home and tell my wife, I was like, it's a chance to go full circle, man. It's a chance to turn it around and help the place that I adored for so long.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm. But I haven't heard the name Hobby Shop.
I'm brain scheming. I'm going all that night. I'm going, what can we do? And so I know that they're the competition somewhat. You know, I still got to break that mindset. But I'm like, you know what? They mean too much to me from a point in my life where they gave me a lot of happiness.
Okay.
I could bring something back. So maybe we could do something. And I'm thinking like, they want the comic book men to come and do a signing. Right?
Can we call it Jay and Silent Bob's Hobby Shop?
And I don't know what they want. So I tell Mike and Mark, I was like, if that guy calls back, I definitely want to talk to him.
Right.
So I go to get lunch, and lo and behold, that guy calls, and they get more information out of him. And he's not an employee. He's just a customer. He has no idea if they're doing well. And he just thought it would be nice to have both stores kind of like do some sort of cross promotion.
Fucking idiot.
But I was ready to step up for that.
I know, that was nice of you. Do you think that the woman still works there? The wife?
I think the wife is the one who's in I think the man passed away, and I think now she's in very, very poor health. If I'm to believe this customer who called.
I gotta know why no polo shirts. I gotta call the store.
No, actually, and I know that in the past, aunts have, and I thought it was cool what they've called the other store that I had problems with, Amazing Stories.
Oh, yeah, this is not
this is not a case. These people just don't that regime is long gone.
Well, the fucking guy running the train section there could use a tweak or two, I'll tell you that.
I would really hope that no one bugs them. They don't need that. No one needs to be. I mean, I know that.
I mean, he didn't recognize.
I mean, they
the
didn't
show.
fucking push a fucking duster into your chest,
No,
did they?
no, they did not. No,
So
they did not.
it's all right.
All right, well,
just let it go.
But would you mind if I launched a minor investigation,
Into
broke
the
out
polo
the
shirts?
blazer, and found that out? Or do you think it's better left a mystery?
I think that's one of those mysteries that people that I wouldn't want solved.
Really wouldn't want solved.
Because it's like if it's one of those ones that like I still remember it to this day.
Right. All right. We'll let it lie, man. But it's gonna eat me tonight while I'm trying to sleep.